Hey guys, Lucid here, bringing a brand new breakdown to Nart and my own channel. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I've uploaded, however, I've been very busy lately, and hopefully I have a really great announcement to give to everybody soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this round-by-round breakdown of VP's comeback against ENCE at the EPL playoffs. Every CSGO match has a story, but on April 3rd, 2021, VP vs ENCE at EPL, a story that is never before seen, was told. How exactly this happened is what we're going to be breaking down in this video. The thing to know about VP and this insane comeback was the information that VP gave them. As you can see here, ENCE just threw the smoke in the middle for the doors, and once Yekindar hears that, he's going to back off all the way into sight. The reason he does this is because he knows that ENCE is likely going to be taking cat control right after that smoke, and since he's there by himself without utility, he's not going to be able to hold that area of the map, and it's better for him to play his life. Yekindar is an incredibly aggressive player, but he's still able to make these wise decisions. As you'll see now, when the exec starts, Yekindar is going to jump up behind the smokes, and what this is doing is making ENCE fear executing, because their own strategies are going to get used against them. So unless they clear this angle, which is pretty difficult to do on a cat hit, because your main area of concern is the opper that's here, it's going to be hard for anybody to turn and look at this. The best way of watching this round is through the mini-map. As you can see here, ENCE have gained control of all of long. That means that VP naturally has to give up this position and move its resources back towards cat. Okay? Now, what's going to end up happening here, though, is once ENCE realize that they're not going to come back and fight for long here, they're going to leave long by coming out this way, and they're going to come back up cat. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring Kickert, who was here at B, and drag him all the way to A. And because they're in this 4-man A stack now, because honestly, this is a really good call, because if you think about what ENCE is going to try and do, they took long, now they're trying to take cat. That's 100% going to be an A split, in my opinion. Because there's no reason for them to leave this lurker out towards long, unless they're going to try and make this A split happen. So as you'll see here, Sanji going to drop that smoke for long. They're going to drop a smoke on catwalk, and they're just staying aggressive behind it. So there's not really anything that ENCE can do about coming through and winning this round. This was one of the more interesting rounds of the game. Kickert here at B doors, he has Buster opping his back plat, so he knows nobody's using this lurk smoke at the moment. However, as you'll see here in a second, they're going to re-smoke, and they're getting ready to throw this B exec. It's going to put a lot of heavy pressure onto Buster and Kickert. So as you see, here comes the B exec. Kickert spamming the smokes and end up finding one, which is very fortunate for Kickert. But because Kickert still has his utility and can stop this B hit, it pulls them back towards middle. And you can see Yekindar is trying to hold on to that, but gets opped by Alu. And now the real hero of the round showcases himself, James. As you can see, because ENCE haven't been pressuring A hardly at all this round, James still has basically his entire nade set. So even though he gets flashed off, he's able to throw that molly off the wall there. That's going to stop any sort of early plant. This allows James to turn around and kill the flank, and even have a chance at coming back if he doesn't get flashed. Now it's all about the 3v2 retake, and because James holding on to long, and Buster and Kickert have quickly taken cat control due to the stall of James' molly, ENCE have basically nowhere they can go for this after plant. As you can see here, they're basically hugging each other. So therefore, we're just going to slowly walk through and clear everything out. Alu's stuck between two ops. Has to try and figure out which one's easiest to play, and he just can't find it. As you can see here, VP sent 4 people towards A to deal with this fast long control that they expected out of ENCE, and they guessed correctly. ENCE trying to take fast long just gets absolutely slaughtered by Virtus.pro here, and they end up not even getting a single kill from it. Therefore, easy round for VP. You wouldn't think Dust 2 to be a very high utility damage map. However, VP consistently got util damage off against ENCE on this map. As you can see here with that smoke, Yekindar knows they're jumping up, so he chunks that nade on the Daicha and Snappy, And before James rotates off of this angle, he also drops a nade on both of them. So now 2 of them are basically out of the round for free just based off of the nades. Then you'll see VP rotate back around here to A and make sure they're covering long, just in case ENCE want to go back and take this late long control. Yekindar is going to move back to the ramp because he expects this to be a cat hit based off of them getting up cat and using so many nades as lurk. So he's going to molly it off right before the exec at a perfect timing, and is now holding, waiting for people to come through. Once ENCE really unveil the exec with the mollies and flashes, Yekindar is just going to hide at the ramp and stay alive for as long as possible. As you can see here, he's really hidden behind the molly and is going to be hard to spot. And he'll get a flash from his teammate here in a moment. He'll end up whiffing and there's counter flashes being thrown. However, Yekindar is still alive at this ramp, and that really cuts off where ENCE can go for the after plant. So as you can see here, ENCE have to be on this catwalk area, and this fight is not very good, especially for the T side. CTs peeking up from long have the advantage here, especially coming up from slope as well. So Snappy and the rest of ENCE are at a massive disadvantage for the after plant. In all honesty, this round should have been the end for ENCE. They get long control for free, and they even flash off James here, as we'll see in a second, and force him to be in a bad position. Mollied, flashed, and headshot through the car. So now ENCE have a man advantage, and this honestly should win them the round. Just coming up long. Sanji's here with his one-way. So as soon as the cross smokes get thrown, he's going to drop this one-way so he can use it. And then, as you'll see here, he's going to throw his Molotov and keep dumping utility as VP gamble rotate all the way to A. And that's a phenomenal call, and if ENCE didn't slow down just based off of the one-way, they probably win this round. But now it's time for Kicker to be a hero. He'll get flashed through the smoke from Yekindar, turn around, and basically kill every single player at long. Alu accidentally kills his teammate, who was low due to the nade, but really, Kicker got that kill. This round we're going to see some rare aggression out of James as he goes for the boost and gets a kill on the Daicha. And he's going to drop down CT with the lurk smoke up and molly and try and take this duel on the Alu as well. Sadly, he loses it, and off of that, they're going to react up cat fast. So ENCE coming up cat fast, Yekindar and Sanji are going to have to push out long to try and regain map control here. As you can hear the flashes going off behind, Yekindar is going to turn around and hit this crazy shot on a dodo. Don't know how he hits those. And Sanji and Yekindar are going to drop their nades on the bomb planter and chip Alu and Snappy down to a quarter of their health. This is the highlight of basically VP's entire comeback, in my opinion. Their constant but perfect use of utility to either damage or to stall and allow rotates to come in. So Yekindar is going to flash, accidentally blind Sanji, and then they come up. He's going to get opt. Kicker is going to find a kill on the mid player. Then he's going to go in first because he has low HP. Get traded out by Sanji. And then with not a second to spare, Sanji's going to get this stick off. In this round, I just want to highlight Yekindar. He comes out, he's trying to get long control and isn't able to. He's not sure how many are out due to the flashes. So he's going to back off all the way and take control of Cat before realizing that maybe it's better to get the op up there. And VP aren't going to buy into this heavy long take. They don't think it is a for sure long hit yet because they haven't mollied the car. So they're just going to wait and hold and not really commit to thinking this is a long take. Again, they only throw one smoke and a flash, so Yekindar's just going to counter flash just to keep them honest. However, they still don't buy into this being a long take because they never mollied out the car. I think that was the real tell for VP that ENCE aren't going to commit up long here. So they're just going to hold, be passive for a bit. I'll speed forward a bit here. Then they rethrow another lurk smoke, and Yekindar is going to drop his own. And he uses this to get aggressive behind it and find a kill here on Adicha. And he's going to back away with a 5v4. Almost gets Kicker spammed. And again, dropping this nade, if they were crossing into the site, would have done massive damage. And he's going to spam behind it because people aren't going to try and run through the nade. Now on a 5v3, he's gonna get flashed through. Gonna find that kill. Gonna jump back through the smoke, not try and take a duel with the op or long, and wait for his team to get grouped up together. He's gonna peek a little early before everybody's there. But now it should just be a clean retake from here. I'll give the sky cam view, 2 cat, 2 CT, molly out the bomb site. He's kind of screwed, and then they just trade out. And that sends the game into overtime. 12 rounds straight for VP. Again in this round, we're going to see some rare aggression out of James as he walks back in the mid, even with it smoked off. He's going to try and hold this crack angle once the smoke fades. Snappy is going to end up spamming here in a second. That's going to hit James, but he's going to counter spam him with the op and hit him down to 3 damage, or 3 health. Then he's going to pick off Alu trying to jump across, and is just going to back away because he knows that he has the man advantage, they don't have mid control, and they're trying to take cat based off of Alu jumping up. So he's going to get back to long here and hold for this elbow position, whereas Yekindar is going to swap with him and go down in the CT. So if we fast forward here, James should be in a great spot to shut down any sort of cat play. I'm going to switch and go back to long for the moment. Again, they smoke off CT, so he's going to throw a molly, make sure it's hard for them to push up, and try and pick guy out of the sky. Of course, Sanji does it from ramp before he can. And really, ENCE didn't have a good game plan as to where they were ending this round, and VP just shut them down everywhere. Map to showcase what's going on in this round. As you can see here, we're going to start with 4 people out towards long, with Yekindar, who's typically an A player, as the solo B player. So they're going to take long control here, Sanji, James, and Kickert. And once they have control of long, they feel pretty confident that it's not going to be mid at the moment due to the smoke. Yekindar is going to come out of B and throw a flash that lands about here-ish, or there-ish. And that's going to let them rotate and gamble 3 people over towards this B area. So James has cat on lockdown, Sanji has long on lockdown, and they're expecting this B hit to come out from ENCE. So as you can see here at the car, we have a little bit of a gamble stack here with Kicker and Yekindar, waiting for the actual exit to come out. They send 2 people out mid. Alu doing his thing where he fights CT first with the op before they commit to this mid B split. And let's see how this 3-man B hold can deal with this mid B split. So Yekindar is going to get a kill out of the car. Kicker, who was at big box, killed tunnels, turns, trades on the guy coming through the window. Now main job's just staying alive. However, tries to take a duel so he can give himself some more space, loses it. And honestly, Kicker dying and putting James and Sanji into this 2v2 is what's going to lose ENCE, or lose VP this round and give ENCE their first victory and almost an entire half of play. So as you can see here, James is going to try his best to win this 1v2. We're in overtime, so money's not really an issue, but he's not going to be able to. Dodo's going to shut it down, and bam, ENCE take their first win in almost 15 rounds. ENCE trying to change the speed of the game are going to go for an absurdly fast long take here, except VP doesn't want anything to do with that. Is going to go up cat early and hold on to cat control. This is where ENCE have been going a majority of the rounds, so they feel pretty confident they might try and come back and take cat control again. But as you can see here, they're all out long, and they're about to commit into this long take. However, that's going to get immediately shut down by James. As you'll see here in a second, James going to get a collat here after the flash. He's going to turn. Bam, gets 2. And then they're immediately put down into a terrible spot. Dodo trying to grab the bomb and a molly and a smoke. Can't see anything. Snappy taking another one of those nades to the forehead. And now Alu and Snappy are just in this 5v2. VP with full utility still for the most part. All of it getting dumped at them. They stand no chance at winning this round, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. VP do some really creative things to win this round. As you can see, Yekindar is hiding in the smoke and is going to clear all of mid doors. And then he's going to use his full util set as well as James to dump and make it look like they're committing to this mid B hit. So 3 flashes, 4 flashes, both smokes. This for sure looks like a mid B to ENCE at the moment. As you can see, most of the numbers are still towards long. And because there's this smoke here and Dodo behind it, VP are actually going to shy away from committing to that and come back into re-execing mid B. So James going to make a sprint towards Cat just to pull one back. As you can see here, they're about to go through and do this mid B split. So jump across the spam, run immediately towards the door, James holding Daicha. And then they find both trades on the B players right here, really early on. And now in this 5v3 with a mid lurker, which just so happens to be James, ENCE have no chance of getting back into this. But that's a really cool call from VP to go ahead and call the mid B as a fake, realize that ENCE aren't going to react to it, and then call it again because their reaction was nothing. And because they didn't react to it, they're not going to be in a good spot to deal with it. So they went ahead and did it anyway. Take immediate long control and get Kicker down into the pit here. They still have 4 people out towards this long area. And as you can see, ENCE react by immediately going and trying to take control of middle. Dodo pushes all the way up, which gives them a lot of information that they're trapped towards long, and it lets them gamble 4 people here. Except Dodo goes too far, gets caught off by Yekindar, and this leaves Yekindar here to lurk and start moving around and looking for more information. Now we're just going to play the waiting game, see what ENCE is going to do, because they lost their primary source of information, so VP want to wait and make ENCE uncomfortable. After they've waited long enough in their minds and put a seed of doubt in ENCE as to where they are going, they're going to throw this long smoke, and they're just going to hold again and make ENCE really paranoid about what the play actually is going to be. So as you can see here, Spinks is hiding, Alu's clearing Cat because he's not sure what's going on, Snappy goes and looks towards mid because he's not sure what's going on, and then there's going to be another set of smokes here. VP are going to be able to come through. ENCE do a great job of dumping their nades, but they haven't been doing as good of a job as VP has. So that's going to allow VP to get across because the nades get dumped too early. Alu's going to find a kill from Catwalk. Yekindar, who's been lurking the entire round, is about to walk up Cat, dies to Alu. Now it leaves James and Kicker in this 4v2, which are ending up pulling out. Kicker going mayhem right now from ramp, gets 2. And now James just barely survives and kills off both Spinks and the other player that I kind of forgot about. But that is how VP managed to come back and win that game. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ask for suggestions for new videos. I'll get around to it when I can. As I said in the intro, I'm very busy nowadays, but